and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Jacob Boon, and this is Getting the Arsenal. And of course, it's following the very disappointing result of Arsenal Brighton. Now, I'm going to warn you all, this could be a very unpredictable podcast, as I'm currently filming it with our newborn Harrison next to me. So this could go anywhere. So providing he's quiet, which is not looking like he will be, this could go one of two ways. Anyway, let's get down to it. So, obviously, like I've said before, there is no easy game in the Premier League. Brighton, a fantastic side with an incredibly young and enthusiastic new manager that's clearly got them playing some fantastic football. They were another team on maximum points going into this game, like ourselves, and obviously also Man City going into this game week. So, yeah, it was going to be a tough test. My first thoughts were obviously being at the Emirates that we should obviously have enough to be able to get ourselves over the line, but it'd be tough to do so. So, where do we start? As you can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm still very disappointed about it. We started off, again, as we start a lot of games, which I love, front foot, high tempo, and really Brighton were camped in our half for the opening, 10 minutes, I'd say. And really, we really need to start making these early spells of possession pay. Trossard come in from the start as well, which I called for Martinelli, which off the back of his first few games has been warranted. Doesn't take a genius to work out that obviously Martinelli's struggling for a bit of form, so fair play to Arteta for making the big call. And they are big calls, especially so early on in the Premier League. But unfortunately, I think Trossard was quite quiet. I don't think he really did a lot in the game, so it was quite disappointing, really. He's definitely more of an impact player. Although he did have a good effort where he cut inside, as he does. Managed to get his shot away. It was quite a tame effort in the end. I think he kind of was hoping that the keeper would have gone the other way, which is always what you try and do when you're cutting inside, is try and catch the keeper out. Bit of a guessing game. Decent shot on target, but yeah, unfortunately, quite a quiet and disappointing day for Trossard, really. Like a lot of the side, to be honest. Now, another player for me that was disappointing yesterday, Martin Odegaard. Now, he had that chance, and I wouldn't say it was a routine effort, far from it. However, a player of his calibre, coming onto a shot like that, I'd expect him to be scoring that. I mean, don't get me wrong, you put me in that situation, yeah, I'm probably doing the same thing, if not worse. I suppose his head in. But a player of his calibre, his experience, and his finishing, let's be honest, he is a goal scoring midfielder, all right, not to the same sort of extent as Kevin De Bruyne or Frank Lampard or people like that, but he still gets goals for Arsenal. You know, it's not unheard of to see Martin Odegaard on the score sheet. So yeah, I think on a different day, you know, this could have been a different result. Now, obviously, we haven't got round to the main debate yet. We are drawing close to it, obviously, on the whole Declan Rice thing. Obviously, he got booked in the first half for the challenge. I can't remember who it was on, but I mean, some refs may give it as a red for the first one. I personally don't think it is. He's trying to win the ball back. He's stretching. You got commentators saying that he's out of control, all this, that and the other. He is, but it's not dangerous in my opinion. However, had the player had his leg planted in the ground and he makes contact, he is walking. So I thought that was a bit reckless from Rice, in the sense that it's not the most mature of tackles to be making in a game like that. And I use the word mature as well because of when I get onto the second booking. But yeah, so the positive obviously from the half was Saka obviously looked very lively throughout. He always does. You know, he's a credit to the club and to himself. What a player he is. And I don't think we'd be anywhere near to Man City without him. Because he's just elite, you know, he's top class. And again, this leads me on nicely to the goal as well. So he's going up against 6 foot what, I don't know, 6'3", 6'4", Lewis Dunk, big lad. Saka's not small, but he's not massive. And he challenges for the ball, which every good player should. Everyone at any level, you challenge for every ball. Whether you're going to win it or not, make it difficult for your opposition. Football is all about, although it's a team game, it's also about your individual battles. And he has won that individual battle. Even against like David and Goliath, the odds are stacked against him. You don't expect him to win anything, let alone the header. And he doesn't win a header, but he's a nuisance, And it does enough to put Lewis Dunk off. As a result, the ball falls very kindly, don't get me wrong. And then he plays a lovely pass into Havertz. And as soon as that ball gets played into Havertz, I did not have a doubt at all about him finishing it. Had you have given that to Nketiah, can't guarantee that I'm looking at it with the same amount of confidence, but Havertz does absolutely everything right. It's such a measured finish. I can't have enough higher praise for Kai Havertz, to be fair. At least for the goal, anyway. So, again, in the first half, João Pedro, right? So, João Pedro, he's a fantastic player. I really liked him when he was at Watford. Again, he's a very busy centre-forward. He gets himself about. He's got that bit of magic and technical flair, so he's going to be a good player. It was a really good signing from Brighton, to be honest. Didn't think he was like an out-and-out goal scorer that was going to get him 20-odd goals a season, however. But a clever little player all the same. Now, he kicks the ball away. He's chasing after a ball. He kicks the ball away. No repercussions. Definitely delays the restart. You can't argue with that, okay? And this is what Saka touched upon in his interview yesterday. All anyone wants to see from VAR, referees, any officials at any level is consistency. And don't get me wrong, I know it's hard. They're there, they've got to make decisions on the spot. And okay, they get help with the VAR now, but at any level, you usually have to go with your gut instinct, right? How is the referee not seeing that and blowing up? If they've been told, these referees, which I believe they have, that any form of delay in the game needs to be reprimanded, right? So why is he not giving João Pedro the yellow card? Now, I'm not saying that João Pedro gets this yellow card and it changes the game in any way, shape or form or changes the result, because it doesn't. However, like I said, all anybody wants is some fucking consistency, rather. And at the moment, the referees are consistently, and have been for years, consistently inconsistent. So, second half. Quite early on into the second half, and the incident with Joel Veltman. Now, Joel Veltman does very well here, in my opinion. He got under our skin. All of Brighton got under our skin, in my opinion. João Pedro being one of them as well. He's got under Declan Rice's skin. Declan Rice obviously has agreed that he's not got the decision his way. And now there's a number of things on this, and I've watched it back a couple of times, and my opinion's it's kind of changed, but kind of not, okay? And the reason for this is, obviously, the incident is free kick to Brighton. Now, from face value, it looks like first instance, me and everybody else that I was with at the time that saw it, they reacted as, mate, Joel Meltman's going to get a book in because he's booted Rice. That's what we're all thinking, right? And then it's kind of like, well, is he going to get sent off? Maybe, because obviously violent conduct and all this, that and the other. None of us at any point of this thought, hang on, Declan Rice, he's already been booked. He's delayed the play, second bookable offence, red card. And it was only when they zoomed in and somebody said it's a second yellow. And I'm thinking, Veltman's not been booked. Like, what are they going on about? And even then I still hadn't twigged. And then all of a sudden, the red card's out and Declan Rice is walking. And we're all like, what is going on here then? Now, yeah, by the letter of the law and what they've been told to do, Declan Rice has technically delayed the game. However, there's a few points on this. The ball has to be dead, right? Veltman, if you argue, is trying to hit a rolling ball. That you can't do that. In any free kick, set piece, whatever, the ball has to be dead, right? That ball is not dead. So technically, he's not ready to take that free kick, okay? in my eyes, he has no intention of trying to take that free kick either. He just seizes the opportunity to think, I can have a swipe at Declan Rice here. Flip side of this argument. Declan Rice has kicked the ball away and he's tried to be cute. I don't know how the referee sees it from where he is, by the way. Sees it through some players. But that's a different argument. So, referee's seen this, reprimands Declan Rice, second book of offence, he walks. What winds me up the most, right, is we're so early into the second half, rather. Declan Rice is meant to be one of our more senior players and more mature players. And if it weren't for Odegaard, you could almost argue him to be captain for England, for Arsenal rather, and future England captain. Now, he needs to be using his fucking head in this scenario. The free kick where it is, he's not stopping any form of potential goal scoring opportunity for Brighton. You know, the defence and everybody's back in. It's not like we're outnumbered or anything like that. He's not stopping a counter-attack. So why the fuck does he feel the need to do it? Because there's cameras everywhere as well. You know, okay, they can't get involved for a second yellow VAR, fine. But still, it's so petty. And look at the bigger picture now. What the fuck did we achieve from that? Nothing. You know? So in my opinion, it did cost us the game, all right? Because not long after that, we're under the cosh. And we remained under the cosh for the majority of the game. Bar a couple of half counter-attacking opportunities, a pass or two that could have been slightly better and it gave us a potential goal-scoring opportunity. Obviously, Havertz doing really well. Goes through one-on-one and things like that after a fantastic first touch and leaving his man for dead. The finish is unlucky in the end. You could argue he's tired. They've all worked really hard. Again, this is maybe where he's not that natural killer instinct number 9 as well. Maybe you'd see the likes of Defoe back in his day or someone like that would take those opportunities. But yeah, now the Brighton goal, you can't take nothing away from Brighton. They got at it. As soon as Rice walked, they were at it, all right? But what I can't defend and what I can't excuse is a pass being played from inside Brighton's half, a straight pass into their striker. And, I mean, it's far too easy. All of it is far too easy, yeah? So I believe it was Pedro, in fact, that went through. Or it might have been Welbs. Either, right? Either way, the attack has gone through. Now, what winds me up is you saw Saliba last week make this outstanding recovery run against Villa, win the challenge, happy days, danger averted, all right? Raya makes a save, but still does bits, all right? In this scenario, him and Gabriel are going for the same ball. I don't know whether there's communication or not in this situation, but it doesn't seem to be because Saliba leaves Gabriel to deal with it. Gabriel, for me, is struggling. He's not getting back in time. João Pedro's pace is causing trouble, wherever it is. I'm sure it's Pedro, either. So he's gone through and Saliba kind of peels away in this instance. And then right before the shot's been taken, it's like Saliba thinks, hang on, fuck, I'm not going to make this. Gabriel's not doing it. I'm now out of position. And to me, Saliba should be taking charge of this. And I love Saliba, but he should take charge of this situation, wipe him out, or do something, not wipe him out, more sensible than that. Use your body, use your strength, get back, win that ball, and deal with that situation. Cut out that immediate threat. Because he left Gabriel, and Gabriel struggled. And again, that moment has cost us. Along with Rice, that's cost us. So, like I said, it's really disappointing. I think Saliba should have done better. As a whole, in the end, we were quite lucky to hold on to the draw, some dogged defending and things like that. But it needs to be much improved. And already now, we're off the pace and behind City. So, doesn't bode well. I get it's a 38-game season, but it's not looking good. Anyway, apologies for the late upload. Thanks, everybody, for listening. I do really appreciate it. After the international break, roll on the Tottenham, eh? We'll see how we get on with that. Missing Rice. Anyway, thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Like, share and subscribe. Take care.